Well, today on episode 4, you're gonna see some growth happening here in my super little tiny garden in the middle of the city that's made pretty much out of planter boxes. You're gonna see also that I am planting a couple things up front that are a little bit different, but you have to watch and see what that actually is. And the coolest thing about it is my daughter's helping me plant those things. That's the best part about it. But in this episode, you're gonna see that I plant some more carrots, some more leafy crops like lettuce, arugula. I didn't get any spinach, if I did, none of it germinated. But I did get some carrots and I did get some beets, and they're all coming up. And you're gonna see some tomato plants too that I planted in the planter boxes. They are growing also. Pretty neat stuff. The seeds where I got, I'm gonna show you the seeds that I got, and they're actually from 3 places. Seeds that I brought from the States, seeds that I bought here in Argentina, and there's actually a place called Procrear. It's an organization where they bring seeds from San Juan, a province here in Argentina, and they give the seeds away for free. I talked to the guys and they said that they're, well, at least the corn seeds, they're not GMO, and they said they're pretty good seeds, so I'm hoping they're good seeds. And the arugula at least germinated quite well. You're gonna see in the video that it germinated quite well. Well, you guys up in the northern hemisphere, you know it's fall. You're probably getting your last harvest, getting ready for winter. But down here, down south, it's turning into spring, and it's just getting started. So those of you who haven't ever planted a garden, or have and didn't have much success, now is the time to do it. Now's the time to do it. Even if you didn't have much success, let's do it together. We can have success together. We can fail together, of course, but we can have success together also. And they say, like that saying says, your inner world eventually turns into your outer world. So if you say you can, you will. If you say you can't, you won't. So let's do it together. I know you can. So if you can, I know you can, you will. So let's do it together. So what could possibly be in that box? Well, life. Where does life start? In seeds. So this is where I keep the majority of my seeds, and I'll be planting a lot of what's in here. Actually, I've took the seeds that I'm going to be planting already out. They're right there. Those are all the seeds I'll be planting, mainly, like I said, leafy plants at the moment, but I'll be planting some other stuff too. So I keep all my seeds in that box. That's where life starts. Hey everybody, what's up? So that's the lettuce I planted a couple weeks back. It's coming along. One actually got torn out by a bird, I think. So you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There should be 8 planted, so one got torn out. So look, that's what actually germinated. So these are all that didn't germinate. And well, so they didn't germinate, so what do? Well, I'm going to plant some new stuff in these. I'm going to plant some more lettuce to see if I can get it to germinate. But I'm also going to be planting some of the spring crops. So I have some seeds here that I'm going to be planting now. So I'm going to try it, see what happens. Some spaghetti squash, other types of squashes that we eat quite a bit at the house. So summer squash is pumpkins. I'm also going to do some cilantro. And what is zapallito redondo? It's a squash that's grown here in Argentina quite a bit. Green beans from my mom's garden. Other things that I'm going to try to see if I can get it to germinate with a little greenhouse I kind of invented. I found a box with plastic around it, and I use it as a greenhouse so I can get started a little bit earlier this year. But I'm going to be using what didn't germinate. I'm going to see if I can get some new plants to germinate in these little pieces of dirt accumulated here. Let's see if I can get some new plants to grow. So you take one failure and hopefully it becomes a success.
A little bit.
You want to give it all the water. So here I'm having my daughter help me water a plant that was actually given me from a patient. So we were talking about that plant right over there, which is arugula. He's like, hey, you know what? I got some what's called Arugula del campo here in Argentina, so imagine it's just wild arugula. He's like, hey, I can bring you some. He's like, perfect. If it's a perennial, better. I won't have to worry about planting it every year. So he brought me 2 plants, and my daughter and I planted them, and now she's actually watering them. So we'll see what happens not only with our garden, but we'll see how these perennial arugulas do. I don't know if that's an English name, but here in Spanish it's called, yeah, Arugula de campo. So we'll see how it goes. Look what we got here. We got some germination. So we got some arugula seeds that have germinated, even in this pretty cold weather. So that's pretty cool. Nice little step. Not much change with anything else. That's my little lemon tree. It's coming along pretty well. But this is something I wanted to show you. So I planted these comfrey plants in this planter box because they were just sitting in a bag with water, and I mean, we know comfrey doesn't like that, and I don't have a place to put them yet. So I transplanted them in here. Hopefully they'll start to grow and they'll strengthen, and they'll find a place where I can actually transplant them and actually give them a place where they can get lots of leaves. But there's the lettuce. It's still coming along beautifully, and here's that homemade greenhouse that I made. And if I get really close, you can see all the condensation. So it's working. It's working. None of the seeds have germinated yet, but of course there are more spring seeds. It's going to take a little bit longer, but that's what you see so far. It's pretty neat. But like I said, there's no germination here yet. And over here, same thing. Don't have much germination, but we definitely got the planter boxes in the right place, because you can see the sun. It's definitely hitting them. So good, doing all right, coming along. Here I'm outside on this beautiful winter day, but it feels almost like it's cold outside, but it's sunny and it's beautiful. Let's see how the garden's actually doing. So I'll give you an update. First off, I'm actually having to use this. I had to pull the hose out. I have to water every once in a while now. More than anything, the trees, because the planter boxes are pretty cool. Let's see how we're going, or how we're progressing. So that's the arugula that I showed you in the first video. And look at that. We got the beets coming up pretty good. We have some things popping up over here too. So you can see a little bit here. We actually have, look at that, if you look really close, we got the tomatoes coming out right there. They actually came up before other things. It's kind of crazy, and right there. Here's the comfrey. So it's still alive. It's been a couple weeks and they're still alive. That one's not doing so well, but it's alive, so it's coming. And then I planted that little one too, because it was in such a small little teeny area that it was turning yellow. You can see that's actually turning green again. So that's another comfrey plant right there that I'll be using. The lettuce is coming along beautiful. I mean, a couple weeks we're gonna be eating that. I'm stoked about that. And look at this. Pretty nice germination right here too. Can't beat that. So pretty excited. We have some things coming up. And I'll show you what's in here too. So it actually has some germination on this too. That's some lettuce that came up. We haven't got much more than that, but this lettuce is actually going in the front yard. So I'm gonna let this grow just a little bit more. I'm gonna be transplanting it in the front yard. But things coming along, looking good. Well, like I said in the other video, the video that hopefully you saw, episode 3, I was gonna tell you another reason why it's important to plant in the garden. Another healthy benefit of planting in the garden. So here I am. So there's my garden, and if I'm digging in this dirt right here, if I go and I dig in this dirt and I just play in this dirt, look how beautiful it is. It's just beautiful. Well, when I do that, when you see my hands dirty like that, so when you see my hands dirty like that in a fertile soil, there's actually a bacterium in that soil called Mycobacterium vaccae. And what does that bacterium do? It's really, well, not harmless, it's actually super beneficial. What that bacterium does, it helps in the secretion of serotonin. What's serotonin? Most people know serotonin as the happy hormone. So serotonin increases mood, and it also increases cognitive function. So by playing in the dirt, or in other words, planting a garden, you're actually increasing the secretion of serotonin into your body. And that's how it helps you physiologically. It actually increases that hormone, so important to keep us happy, serotonin. Important to get your hands dirty now. Also, it's been shown that it helps kids' immune systems. It actually makes their immune system that much more stronger. So don't always keep your kids inside and with their hands clean and everything spotless. No, let your kids get dirty also so they can build strong immune systems. So when they're adults, they can fight off anything that comes their way. But now you know physiologically the important reason to play in the dirt. It's not just the emotional, it's not just the getting outside and getting that sun that helps you assimilate the calcium. Nope. It's an internal thing also. It helps increase the secretion of serotonin, the happy hormone, so you can be happier and more cognitively ready to take on the day. So go play in the dirt just a little bit, knowing that you want some more secretion of serotonin. We'll see you in a couple weeks on episode 5 of Huerta Urbana. See you later.